So guys, Chinese New Year is about to roll around very soon, and NIO is doing none of the heavy cash burn stuff that they were doing in the previous years, and that I am happy to report to you guys. All right, so in the previous few years, they've been doing free highway swap during Chinese New Year, and they just completely removed that, obviously, because that's a big expense, and obviously NIO's trying to preserve as much money as they can. Another thing that they used to do was they had on the charging map, they would have the subsidized charging. Basically, you can go anywhere and charge, sometimes even completely free. All right. And these aren't just NIO chargers. Sometimes these are non-NIO chargers, third-party chargers, and basically NIO will pay for your charging. Obviously, also a big cash expense. This year, none of that. So very, very good. But if you think about it, are new houses really a waste of money? Because look, Li Auto is actually doing their version of Li Auto houses as well. Big, massive showroom, cars on first floor, second floor dedicated for Li Auto owners to rest, etc. They're building that as well. So it clearly validifies the fact that new houses are of value. All right, it is something that people want and buy the car for. Now, after 2023, I also expect that in 2024 the R&D expenses are probably going to be reduced as well, because most of the R&D for the phone is already finished. Most of the R&D for the ET9 already finished. They might have to do some more optimization, but definitely not so much more of the developing stuff. So they did do so much R&D, and also like sub-brand and all that stuff, but that's all finished. So the R&D expense, I think, is going to actually reduce and be lowered quite substantially this year. And that might surprise a lot of shareholders in a good way. Okay, now what are they pushing for this year? This is very interesting. Well, they're pushing for their service, designated driver, once again, which is this thing has been taking off, but they want more people to use it, and that's been the highlight of. So these are some of the promotional stuff that they've shared, and just take a look. I mean, they're pushing forward with the fact that you can get the designated driver to buy stuff for you. So maybe you're somewhere and you don't have time to buy New Year's celebration stuff. You can get the designated driver to buy it for you. This other one, pretty insane as well. If you have pets at home that need to be fed, you can get the designated driver to do that for you. What? That would mean that you would have to hand over the key to NIO. And I'm assuming, well, obviously, NIO is very trustworthy, so it's better to have them do it than some other company, I guess. So I'm not sure how that would work. Maybe leave the key inside the car, and then they can come pick it up, or I don't know. But that's what they're pushing for. You can feed the cat. They can feed the cat for you. Wow, that's pretty crazy, huh? This one makes more reasonable, sounds more reasonable, makes more sense. They can drive you home. Designated driver, that's exactly what it is, but basically it's unlimited wherever you want to go. Okay, with your NIO, they can drive it even to the outskirts of China, far away. They can drive it for you if you don't want to drive that far. Very cool. Also, New Year celebration, starting the new year, you might want to wash your car. They can also do that for you. And then also airport pickup, train station pickup. Once you arrive and you want to ride your own car home, you can get them to drive your car to the airport or the train station and have them pick you up and drive you back home, which is pretty insane. Now, in terms of other factors of cash burn that we are all concerned about, new houses, that is going to be actually operational during Chinese New Year. They're going to be open. The staff inside, even though it's Chinese New Year, they have to work through Chinese New Year. So obviously very hardworking staff. But the factory is going to be closed, and the factory worker is going to be on vacation for Chinese New Year. And the delivery center, most delivery centers will still be open, so people can still take delivery if they want to, but we're not going to see a lot of traffic with the deliveries during Chinese New Year. Now, interestingly, I want to talk about the shift in strategy between NIO and Xpeng. I mean, it's very interesting to observe the two, because with Xpeng, they've really tried to close down stores and focus sales at one point, and also to open more of a dealership model, traditional dealership model. And I've seen so many stores here in Beijing, Xpeng stores, just closed down, all right, or shrunk in size significantly. And whilst NIO was always expanding. So when it comes to cash burn, I mean, NIO definitely has a bigger overhead in terms of all the rent on the new house and all the stores, etc. But it does seem like they are also slowing down the pace of the new houses being built and all that kind of stuff. I think for them, the infrastructure, like battery swap stations, is of course the most crucial place to spend the money in R&D, and then new houses right now taking a backseat spot. So they're not really rushing to put out more new houses. And of course, money is obviously trying to be conserved. So that is very, very nice. Also, if you look at the stock price, I mean, 6.31 as I'm recording this video. Earlier this day, we thought that maybe we'll get a sizable bounce because the stock has been down for so long. But clearly that did not materialize. And I think right now, everybody's realizing that at this share price, it's much harder for NIO to raise more money and do dilution. So it's imperative that NIO focuses on saving money. One other thing that they've started to save money on: no more free NIO points for NIO owners here in China. Like daily login, you don't get free NIO points anymore. And that probably, even though on paper it doesn't seem like a lot, because you only get like 2 NIO points per sign-in, but after like 365 days, that becomes like what, like 60 to 100 RMB, and then you multiply that by all the NIO owners out there, it does add up. So every single avenue possible, they're trying to limit their cash expense. And if there's unnecessary staff, it seems like they're being let go of as well. But the biggest thing, no more free highway swaps during Chinese New Year for those that don't already have free swaps. So that's actually going to help them get a lot of extra money. And you know, people will still use it because it's just like it's basically like gas stations, right? You just swap and go. There's nothing wrong with it. So I think NIO is doing all the right moves to limit cash burn, and I think investors are in for a good surprise in terms of the cash burn side of things in 2024. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.